The reasons were explained during the palm reading.
But
They're secret
you can't
readings.
disclose those.
I can. Otherwise, it doesn't come to be true.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it is possible, of course. I quite like their draft. It's just, you know, we've seen Execration. They've been struggling lately, but so has T1 really.
We haven't seen the cleanest T1 games.
Yeah, you know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But
On top of that, we haven't seen a good arc warding game. We've seen every arc warding play to defend the base.
Yeah, I really hope it's not going to be the case this game. But it's actually a +5 Enigma. Interesting. I mean, they do have a lot of teamfight on Radiant. They have Disruptor ult, they have Tide Ravage, they have DP ult. And there's definitely a lot of potential there for a lot of map control, a lot of map pressure. So I can see why you chose Execration, but they're not going to win.
I don't know. I'm not sure just yet. Not my job to be sure just yet. And they've also swapped lanes.
They're waiting for the Enigma.
Yeah.
But they're not. I thought they were setting up for the Enigma kill.
The Enigma's just taking too long.
Yeah, it's very slow.
Eventually they're going to move forward. Mirana already given a little bit of a glance, but we take a look at all 3 lanes. Any of these lanes sticking out at you on ones that are heavily one-sided?
Not really, because Execration actually changed their lanes, and T1 didn't, which means the tri-lane is going to be against...
Ooh, Whitemon.
He took an arrow.
Already in trouble. One more shot.
Oh, the tower armor.
15 health.
Yeah, the tower armor
just
saved
got
him
under
there.
it.
I like this adjustment from Radiant, because they don't have the greatest response to tri-lanes on the Dire side. So the Tidehunter is actually having a game now, whereas if he went top, he would be completely zoned and have no game at all. But now, he's going to be quite happy down there, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to try his hardest to have some semblance of a lane, but it's still a little bit tough by yourself.
It's going to be tough, but it's way better than top. And of course, Arc Warden is going to be pressured quite a bit. Also, he has no ward on the puck in mid lane, so an arrow could be flying out anytime.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We'll have
Really
to see.
careful.
See if they
Arrow
can land more
coming.
arrows. It's coming through well off the mark. Hard to really gauge where puck's going to be.
Yeah. He also has phase shift, so. Oh, now Tide actually being top.
Interesting.
Oh, because Arc Warden
yeah,
defeat
Cuckoo.
bottom. Okay.
Yeah, they've made the rotation, so I believe T1 made the rotation first, which then should allow Execration to TP and counter that rotation.
We'll have to see if they still want to try lane though. Oh, that was close. If that Gush connects, he's in big trouble. Managed to jog Fook. Juke in the fog. Jog Fook. It has to be a new term that we got to use from now on.
That's the name of the first song on our album.
Jog Fook?
Yeah.
I like it.
We're going to put it together. Nobody will know what it means.
Alright, so they're just going to be dual laning here. I think that favors... Who does that favor? I think it's probably just going to be an even farm lane. No one really has kill potential here. And this lane setup is a lot better for T1 though.
But that's smart.
So
Well, why does this get like a lot better for them? Is it just the swap or...
yeah, because Arc Warden doesn't have to lane into the tri lane anymore. He'll actually be able to get CS now. Whereas before, if he just stays top into the tri lane, he's going to have a very, very tough time.
Well, that's assuming that BDZ doesn't just make the rotation bottom. You can leave the Tide. He got a bit of solo experience. He's still continuing to get that solo experience, right? Like, does BDZ come bottom?
I think he wants to focus more on his own game now.
Right.
He's still level 1. And, you know, maybe he's still going to try to threaten middle with some random arrows, you know. But I think they're fine with just giving Wraith King free farm. And Tide, you know, as you said, he's the most important piece right now. And they gave him a good lane, which is most important for Execration.
He's 12-0 right now, not really behind much in CS. He's had some solo experience time. He's having a lot of solo experience time because you're seeing the Mirana continue to move around and has actually TP'd bottom. So they will go back to that tri lane. It gives Tide a solo lane, solo experience. I think this is really good right now for Rapido.
It is very good because the plan of T1 was to completely zone him out. And obviously it did not work at all.
Is this a game for Tide where he's trying to go with that cooldown reduction, get like an earlier arcane blink or something like that? Or is this more, is he looking to be utility, eventually get, you know, Blink Dagger with like maybe Guardian Greaves or Pipe or something like that?
He will definitely have to go Blink Dagger this game, but as you said, I do also believe they need some utility. Because DP is there for the damage and Wraith King is there for the initiation later on. So you just gotta be able to provide some auras. Maybe even a Vlad's could be really good, you know.
Yeah.
Guardian Greed for sure. Pipe potentially against that Phoenix. And Puck. Enigma still over
Puck
1.
really low. Carl in some
Whoa.
trouble. Oh, doesn't jump to the high ground. Not enough mana for the Crypt Swarm, but does have the Spirit Siphon, so Ken gets first blood over Carl. We've seen stuff like this before. I know it's not a big lead or anything like that,
one.
but this is already momentum for Execration. Cuckoo's made the swap. Arc Warden back towards top as Cuckoo comes bottom, but this is aggression from Execration. We've seen the highs and lows of this team.
Yeah, I'm really. There's a bounty fight, and we can talk about what's happening with T1. And they get 2 each, so it's an even trade. And yeah, for me, T1 always, you know, the strongest player in the team was Carl, but he has been struggling a lot lately in these matchups. Like DP Puck is not easy. It's a 5-5 lane, but it's not a lane where you die as Puck, especially not if the DP is full health.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure like what happened in the time between now and like 2 months ago, but he's been struggling a lot.
Yeah, and that's a big mistake, as you know, it gives obviously the advantage over to the Death Prophet. And what we've seen from Death Prophets is you want to get that 6, you want to use Exorcism off cooldown to start, you know, making the map smaller and smaller. And if you could do that to an Arc Warden, that's going to feel the best. You take the top tower, you take the mid tower. Now you have entry points to the jungle. Makes Arc Warden's game very difficult.
Certainly. Definitely agree with that. He's just running back middle now. A lot of wasted time for the DP.
Yeah, running back towards middle, certainly not the way I thought Ken was going to go about that. It looked like they were definitely setting up to maybe use that Exorcism.
Up top, yeah.
Up top, yeah.
But he didn't even have boots, so this overall was a pretty weird rotation. He also realized that. But of course, still half a minute wasted or so, giving Carl some good time to catch back up. Wraith King completely free farming. And we have seen so many Wraith Kings across the regions that just completely snowball. This hero is ridiculously strong right now.
Yeah, it seems like, what, Midas Radiance, and all of a sudden you're doing quite a bit of
Another
damage.
glimpse.
They're going to use that glimpse. They've got the
Arrow.
stun. Arrow comes in, but it's not going to be on the mark. Cuckoo, though, running, press the attack as well as the overwhelming odds. Kinetic Field doesn't land.
He's so fast.
Yeah, so fast when you're hitting 3 heroes.
Yeah. And DP again, another rotation that doesn't bear anything.
It's like not fully committing.
Like
to
if
the
you want to
rotation,
rotate,
yeah.
honestly, as soon as the glimpse is there, just TP. You
Yeah.
know, if you want to rotate. Like don't just keep walking to the lanes because you're
Losing
always going
a
to
lot
be
of
seen.
time. Bottom, they've got the arrow onto the Legion Commander. They're trying to get this kill on a Cuckoo, press the attack, and the overwhelming odds again. One more right click with the Thunder Strike will be enough, but the Dream Coil comes in on a 2. Carl trying to get something in return, looking over now at the Mirana of BDZ. With the Waning Rift and the Illusory Orb, will get a trade. It's a trade for the Puck. You know,
support.
Puck comes over, gets a kill. Death Prophet goes into the Exorcism, looks over at Whitemon, but the focus should be on the tower, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of gold, though, to get from those Eidolons.
He's coming with the Ravage as well on Tidehunter, but they shouldn't really do too much because they're just 3 heroes here already. And it looks like a wasted Exorcism for 5 Eidolons.
I want to say maybe there's space. 4 heroes come mid. You're making space for the Wraith King still, but it wasn't like that was like 2-3 minutes of space. That was like 30 seconds, and now they're still putting the pressure on. They can go back bottom.
And Arcwarden is still free farming top.
Yeah.
Because Tidehunter had to rotate middle. 50 gold to the Midas. 8-minute Midas on Arcwarden is impeccable timing. Super good. Basically free farm. And of course, Arcwarden with the Midas is going to accelerate so much faster than most heroes in the game. Just get his double Midas every time. Legion Commander, though, is struggling. The initiation of the Dire team.
You know, Legion is yeah, 700 gold behind that top. There's actually a big split between the top 5 and the bottom 5.
Yeah, Execration currently leading 1k. But
That's
it's not
very
really like the
trinket.
biggest lead, you know. Arcwarden can make up a lot of ground very quickly.
A couple good items coming in for both teams, really. I like the Fairies Trinket that they got for the Dire, but I also love that Faded Brooch for this
DP.
this Execration side, especially for Death Prophet, yeah.
Yep, super good for them. And of course, a chipped vest, my least favorite item. It just feels so underwhelming every time I have it.
You could work with it, though, right? Like, it's...
Sure, it's not... I mean, it's for free, you know, you take it. but you rather have like a, or they do have a jelly too.
Yeah, jelly with a chip vest. I think that's a good combo. It's all right.
Yeah, like 5 health region, pretty good.
That with a fairies trinket, you know, royal jelly fairies trinket. That feels even better.
And royal jelly is just like the best, like feels good item in the game.
Yeah,
It just gives you free region. And just, okay.
feels good for your 1s and 2s. If a support finds it, it's always difficult gifting it away to somebody.
Yeah.
Dream
It
Coil
hurts.
used mid, and that's onto the Disruptor. Carl trying to make something happen. Waning Rift, Illusory Orb, one more shot. He's diving the tier 2, and nobody's responding. Carl getting away with that for free. This is while they try to take the tier 1 tower top, but they haven't really done a lot of damage.
Yeah. Dire's doing a very good job at bringing this game back for sure. They've been struggling a little bit in the early game, but I don't think they can
Now they'll go
defend the
after
top tower.
Zephyr.
Arrow.
Oh, off the Icarus dive. Not going to get it, but Rapido still trying to get a kill here.
Echo Smash? I mean, just off the map. How is this fair?
That really is not that balanced.
They do get a top tower though, and their bottom tower is still full health. So they basically get a tower for free. There's no response from the Dire, but Arc Warden is still continuing to free farm. Scary hero. And I know the guy who's playing it, Jackie, is a pretty damn good Arc Warden. See how he makes it work.
I just worry about Arc Wardens, man. It's from just based on what we see. It has nothing to do with Jackie, just the way we've seen them play.
Yeah, Exorcism popped mid lane. They still have the Ravage as well. And they just want to get another tier 1 tower here. Dire will have to defend that. Radiant seems to be fighting on 2 fronts here. 2 supports at bottom and 2 cores at middle.
Yeah, they use the arrow to get the siege creep to try and slow down this push, but it slows it down, it doesn't stop it.
They have to be careful. There are only 3 heroes here middle.
Sunray.
And they don't get the tower just yet.
Ooh. Yeah, again, that's a second
Coil.
exorcism used. Dream Coil comes in, kinetic field. Carl, though, snaps the coil. Still able to leap away.
Silence was still on cooldown as well as the orb. Good recognition there by the Mirana to just break the coil and get out. And this Mirana hasn't gotten anything done this game yet either. Struggling to connect with arrows. Sitting almost at the bottom of the net worth. As a Mirana, it's a very rare sight.
And multiple exorcisms on mid, and they still haven't gotten that tier 1 tower.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why the 2 supports went bottom and the 2 cores went middle. I feel if they all just middle, the tower is for free. But they chose to split up. A little bit of a miscommunication there, perhaps.
They still haven't used that Ravage yet.
Yeah, I mean, they want to. It's just T1 is playing around it quite well.
They have a haste. Maybe Rapido can get in a position to throw something out, but they're not working with Exorcism or anything like that, so it's still not the best move.
Blink Dagger.
As he goes right into a duel, and now Static Storm. All right.
Glim. No. Close, close. Puck had no coil.
Yeah.
It's a hard kill without Puck coil, for sure. Oh, smoke up here. Coil up in 5. Glim's back. He
Just
should
the
be
gush.
fine, yeah. Puck has Blink Dagger now. They might be looking to go on the Wraith King here. Have to kill him twice, though.
Dream Coil used. Got to be careful. Looking for the Ravage. This
On
comes
3.
in, hits 3, doesn't hit the puck. Dream Coil ends. They look over at Zephyr, who gets the Supernova off. Just in time. They also get the first life out of the hands of Yoi, and now they can't fight.
That was a great play by Kuku there. Recognizing the arrow will fly in and dispels it right as it hits to make sure that he gets the egg off. Otherwise, if he thinks this is dead, and this fight probably won't look as good. Now, Wraith King, no ult for 3 minutes. Has to be very careful that he doesn't die.
Execration feeling like they're just not capitalizing.
Yeah, the communication is a bit lacking. Like, they're always just 2 there. Like, they're never really 4 or 5. All their moves just seem very slow.
Yeah.
And Arc Warden going for full greed, no boots, Midas Maelstrom. Very rare sight. Usually you would go for at least the boots. But it's paying off. Top of the net worth, doing very well for himself. Carl also recovered after that little bit of a rough early game. Got into the Blink Dagger, going to the Witchblade next. Recognizing they're lacking a little bit of damage.
So 1K lead now for T1. It was a 1K lead for Execration.
Dire's middle tower
Couple
is
of
under attack.
missed opportunities has really slowed down their progression. And while all that's going on, Arc Warden's just had a free game still.
Yeah, he's farming a quad stack Ancients right now without any contest. And they haven't really bothered too much about controlling the enemy's triangle, even though they have Ravage, even though they have DP ult. I feel like they are playing a bit too conservatively.
Take a look over mid. BDZ, like we talked about, hasn't really felt too impactful yet.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, he's
is
having a
under
rough
attack.
game. He's hit like 1 arrow so far. And
Got
Mirana is a mental hero too, you know? Like, if you keep missing those arrows, you get into your own head really easily.
Carl's setting up towards top. They know that this reincarnation is still down, but instead
out.
gives it up and TP's bottom.
Interesting TP. Not sure why he TP'd bottom. Not really any objective there. It's usually Arc Warden's lane to farm.
Dire are scanning.
Phoenix going to the bigger. Phoenix is very rich. Same network as the Legion
Radiant's
Commander.
middle tower is under attack.
Dude, they found themselves Whitemon, Static Storm, as well as the Kinetic Field. Should be able to get a kill and will. BDZ does get credit for that one, taking out the Enigma, who is 200 gold ahead. This is a 5-position Enigma. We haven't seen the black hole yet, but it's tough when you're in that 5 position to really make anything of it.
Always is. But because of that threat, you know, Disruptor threw out the ultimate right away, so there's no turnaround potential. Just being an Enigma, you know, having this presence can be pretty threatening on the map.
Yeah. The omnipresence of a black hole is always present, even when it's in the 5.
Yeah, if you get a good hole, together with an egg or coil, you know, there's always a lot of combo possibilities.
Yeah.
So they definitely have to be very careful here. Another smoke up by Dire. Legion, Puck, and Phoenix looking for a team fight here. They do have Exorcism and Ravage, though.
Need to be very careful about what you're pushing into as they're starting to converge. Yoi, he's got 5 seconds till he has the reincarnation available. They'll pop the Exorcism. They go after the Legion Commander who's been silenced, but the arrow doesn't hit. Cuckoo in trouble all by himself. The rest of the team leaves him,
Dire's top
and they'll
tower
get the
is
kill
under
there on
attack.
the Legion, and immediately, this is to the tier 2. This is something that we really haven't seen much of in Execration, is getting and committing to these objectives. But now they have an opportunity to do so. Take the tier 2 if they can do that. They get themselves an outpost, but I don't expect T1 to just let this go.
Yeah, Puck has a
Silence onto
Cane
the
Rune as
Puck.
well.
Top tower is under attack.
It's tough to get to the 2 tower.
There's the Waning Rift, Illusory Orb, Sunray, Dream Coil.
Miss.
That comes through. That's onto the Tidehunter.
Yeah.
Standing in the Midnight Pulse. Ravage used, and now looking over at White on the arrow, hits the Static Storm! That's on to 3. Cuckoo gets out of it, luckily, but now they look over at the Puck. They've got the Starstorm coming down, and now, duel from quite a distance. That's onto the Death Prophet, and Carl helps out. They get the kill on a Rapido as well as Ken. That looked good for Execration for a moment, but well countered by T1 at the end.
Yeah, I thought the right call is to just go into Roche Pit because they were right next to it. And diving into 2 tower against Arc Warden this farm this early on is a big problem. He TP'd in quite late, but he dealt a lot of damage on that Arc Warden. And it's just something you have to respect at this point, you know? This Roshan was very free for you. You
Yeah.
decided to pressure top instead, and it kind of backfired. Now you're 4k behind. You don't have Ravage and DP ult to work with, which gives even more space to the Arc Warden. He's sitting at 10,000 net worth now. 2,000 ahead of the Wraith King, who has had a pretty free game himself.
Yeah, the Arc Warden getting involved, something different than what we've been seeing from previous Arc Wardens that have played to farm and defend. This time, you've got Jackie who's trying to fight.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done like too much in terms of, you know, trying to help out the team, but when he needs to be there, he is there, at least so far. And he's doing a good job overall. And he's very rich.
Yeah.
He's like filthy rich.
With just this presence, though, like, he's similar, I would say, to the Black Hole. His omnipresence. Is Arc Warden going to be there? He's pretty farmed. Like, if he's there, I don't know if we can fight. So you have to think about that if you're Execration, right?
Yeah, definitely. And as we saw, backfire top. I feel like if they just get the Roshan, you know, and then fight with the Radiance timing, it's much better for them. But their chance is kind of gone now. Like, the next Roshan is going to be much harder to fight because this Arc Warden has a Mjolnir soon, and it's a huge power spike on Arc Warden. The clone alone can deal so much damage with just a Mjolnir.
Yeah. Arrow.
Connects on
Onto
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Sounds a
and
bit late, but
yeah, it hit during the Icarus dive, so had to come all the way back around. They're trying to get the kill on a Zephyr. Carl comes over. Now might just drop down a Dream Coil if he can catch somebody, but instead chooses to back away.
disrupt the ult.
And this is on to the Enigma again. They're not committing. Now they'll look over at Rapido, and they've got the duel. Do they have the damage? It's going to be close. No dual damage on that one, but Rapido's still dead.
Yeah, maybe the duel was a little bit premature, you know. He could have waited. He was surrounded by enemy heroes. Maybe doesn't care too much about the damage this game, because they do have arrow.
Ooh. Oh. Tanked by a neutral.
Yeah, very thankful. Of course, Phoenix, a creature of, well, not really the jungle, but the jungle chose to protect him.
I don't know if Phoenix is a creature of the jungle.
Nah, probably not. We'll probably just burn it.
This is what I like here, though, from Execration. Going in a roach, something
pit,
that
yeah.
you were asking for off that last exchange. They're doing this without
Tide.
Tide.
Yeah, and they have no idea on Dire.
Yeah, this is a risky maneuver, and one that they're getting away with. Oh, God, no, he's getting bashed up quite a bit. He actually sunk pretty low.
Yeah, if they saw this on Dire, they, they have an egg, which is perfect at Roach Pit. It's very hard for them to do it if Dire know it, but they get away with it. Good job by them.
Yeah, this really helps them maybe sustain the game, get Wraith King into a position where he feels comfortable maybe fighting into Jackie.
Yeah, he will need like probably like 2 more items, like a Blink BKB. He's going to the BKB next, and then 1 more item after that. He should be feeling comfortable to fight.
Smoke
Another
up.
smoke. Legion Commander went pipe first, by the way, not Blink Dagger, so the team fight is very, very strong. Initiation, still strong because of Puck, and he itemized into the pipe just for his teammates. I like that decision quite a lot.
Don't need to waste all that gold going for mobility if you already have someone who can
Yes,
initiate.
he's alone top, completely alone. He has to be very careful here.
He may not get out of this one. Cuckoo finds him, gets the duel, and now they're looking over. Whitemon could set up for a black hole. It doesn't matter if it's going to be onto 1 if they get the second life away. Now they're starting to come in, though, and now they've got the silence as well as the static storm that's going to be out onto this puck. Sunray right on top of the Wraith King, but they just don't have the damage to get the kill on the Carl. They're looking over the Spirits. I think they've also got the Dream Coil that ends up snapping. Yoi walks out of it willingly, and he just dies.
It's hard to make a call, because you're getting Sunray from the back and you're coiled. Like, do I just stand in the Sunray? Do I break the coil? I think either way, he's probably just going to die. And Execration was not ready for that rotation at all. Another duel, though, where he did not get the damage from. Duels on the puck. He's fine.
Should be a tier 1, but they are looking to maybe set up and defend at some point. They've got 20 seconds until the Wraith King's even back alive. They're
Yeah,
gonna
20
clip.
seconds also till Steelfield. Ravage on 4.
Ravage! That's a massive Ravage. They'll go after this puck. Do they get the kill? Yes, they do. The Tempest double. Black Hole on the 2. That catches them. Oh, Whitemon. Perfect setup. But it's only the first life away from the Death Prophet. Rapido on the run. He gets out. Ken all by himself now. RR trying to help out. They've got the silence onto both this Arc Warden as well as the Enigma. The duel comes in onto the Wraith King. But, glimpse back. This is a problem for Jackie. They'll catch him. They've got the Exorcism. And they'll take out Cuckoo. He was on a killing spree for just a split second as he took out BDZ. But traded immediately by Ken. That's a good return for Execration.
Yeah, they did not expect this Ravage Blink at all. Like, literally entire team got caught. Puck died instantly because Legion Commander couldn't dispel it. Very good initiation by Execration here, bringing the gold back by about 3,000. Good job. I did not expect the fight to go as smoothly as it did. Because they didn't have Exorcism at the start of it either. Came online a little bit late. They still managed to take the fight quite convincingly.
Yeah, they got away with that quite a bit. Rapido just barely survives getting away with the Essence Ring. They do get the glimpse. That's a great job from RR. Knowing right where that Arc Warden is with the help from the Death Prophet, bringing him back and getting that kill.
Yeah. I've said it quite a bit of times before. I'm not a big fan of Witchblade on Puck. I just feel like it always delays your item timings when you're playing as this initiator.
They could get Jackie again.
Jackie.
TP. He's got it. Oh, no,
That was just a clone. That was just a clone.
Double.
Do they have the damage
though? And now they've got the Static Storm. They certainly have the damage. They're going to catch him again. There's back-to-back deaths for this Arc Warden.
Who's had a perfect game. Not so perfect anymore. Now counter smoke by the Dire though. They're looking for the Wraith King. He has Reincarnation though. And his team is around.
Team not too far away. He's been hit with that Dream Coil, and now the dual Supernova trying to line it up. Malphus walking away, Yule's up into the air, and it's not timed right. Here comes Rapido, here come the reinforcements. Execration go in, they land the arrow onto this puck. Goes into the phase shift, Sunray onto Execration. Zephyr just standing his ground for right now. Icarus dive away, Spirit Siphon on a Whitemon. They'll focus their attention now onto the Enigma. Rapido still moving forward through that gush, slowed down Whitemon. Crypt Swarm misses, but they've got the Yules. BDZ doesn't land the arrow. Press the attack comes in just in case, but they've also got the glimpse to pull him back. He cannot leave. away from this Execration side. That being said, though, RR dies to Carl. They're thinking about going back into Yoi, knowing that his ulti is down. They've got 7 seconds until Duel is back up and available to get that lockdown, but I don't know if T1 are really willing to go in even further.
Yeah, if they don't miss that egg ult combo, I think Wraith King is in a bit of trouble, but ends up missing. Little misplay there by the Dire side, and they have to be really careful with this Arc Warden. They have to start protecting him much better.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really just keep making plays. Another rotation here by Radiant. They do have Ravage and DP ult.
Moving over, Blink Ravage, that comes in, hits on the 3. They'll find the Phoenix first, but there's the press the attack. Icarus Dive trying to leave, Dream Coil on the 3. Carl comes in, he's got the silence onto this Wraith King. Wraith King now hit with a black hole! It's on the 3! Oh, geez, Whitemon finally falls. They get the count of BDZ. They've got the BKB pop here by Ken. He's trying to move in, but eventually turns his decisions to trying to TP out. They get the kill on the Rapido, Yoi, and Ken in succession. 4 heroes gone to the side of Execration. T1 come away on top.
That, yeah, I was pretty much just on the back of Whitemon. They did not have egg. They didn't have anything really other than the Black Hole. Black Hole's 3 for the full duration and a +5 Enigma. Like, what else can you ask of him, you know?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is a spot where it looked like Execration had the jump on them. They throw out the Ravage. They start with a 3-man Ravage. Let's take a look. Yeah, take a look at it again. Ravage comes in, hits on 3, press the attack, saves the Phoenix just barely, and Whitemon just sets up here. When they get a big Dream Coil like that, they're going to look for more, and it's just on the edge of the Death Prophet catching them.
You could argue that they made a big mistake on Dire to focus the Phoenix, who doesn't have egg, rather than the Enigma, who still has Black Hole. But it was super well played by Dire, you know, purging the stuns of the Phoenix so he gets out. Then Enigma landing a perfect Black Hole on that 3-man Dream Coil as well. And, of course, Wraith King, no reincarnation. He died with BKB on, even though they don't really have damage through it.
Yeah.
Because that Midnight Pulse dealing a lot of damage through it as well, of course.
And that puts T1 back into the driver's seat of this game, where it felt like Execration were kind of taking over. They've got the Static Storm on the pot, but do they have the lockdown arrow? It goes right past them as he phase shifts away from it.
Cute Jules attempt there.
Not landing what they need to get this kill.
Yep, and now Legion Commander with the Blink Dagger as well. Skadi suddenly finished on Arc Warden. He is massive. 20 gold to finish Aghanims on Puck. That's going to be a huge problem for Radiant as they finish their BKBs.
I mean, that's almost what helped him in the last fight, was those BKBs. It was a 3-man Dream Coil, but the follow-up to that was a Black Hole.
Yeah. And now Quickening Charm on Arc Warden. If you thought you had problems with the clones before, well, now they're permanent. Pretty much. Good luck.
Boy.
This is going to be a huge combination too. The Phoenix Egg plus a Puck Coil with Aghanims. You can't break the coil because obviously you get stunned.
Right.
And you also can't kill the egg because it's out of range. Like, it's a super tough team fight to take from now on for the Radiant team here.
They're smoking up. They're coming around the back. They've got the Moonlight Shadow. There's the Blink as well as the Ravage. Can they get the kill onto the Phoenix to start this off? They're looking. Now they've got the BKB as well as the Icarus Dive away with the Dream Coil being used onto this Execration side. They've got the silence onto a couple of these heroes as the Supernova gets used. They're still trying to get the kill onto the Legion Commander, but the Dream Coil finally runs out. Is it going to be enough, though, for letting Execration leave? It doesn't look like it. RR dies, so does BDZ. Rapido jumps back in. They get the first life out of the hands of the Wraith King, looking with the second as they've got the duel. They'll get themselves 4. Ken on the run used Exorcism, and now he's using it defensively just to get out of town. He turns around and farms for a second with T1 right there. I thought maybe they'd even jump on him again.
Yeah. And there was a 4-0 fight, even though they got a really good initiation of Phoenix once again. They need to start silencing this Legion Commander after these Ravages. He keeps purging the Phoenix, he gets out, gets a wonderful egg, and the full duration Sunray. Puck still on the DP here. DP no BKB. Double damage on Puck.
Silence, not looking like it's going to be enough. The damage coming in from Carl's just too much, and it's long-winded, but it is a team wipe. You see this Ravage come in. Phoenix, just with a minuscule amount of health, again, 1 tick away from dying. How many times has that happened?
That's the 3rd time now.
Ooh, caught on the Static Storm, but again, do they have the damage while in it? Yes,
they do.
Finally do.
He overextends quite a bit. Maybe a Black Hole here.
Caught. Z-turn, doesn't look like he wants to, just taking too much damage. Essence Ring pop, BDZ moving in. Meanwhile, the Tempest Double is taking your bottom tier 3, and nobody's here to defend it.
Yeah, tier 3, is it gonna fall to the creeps? Yes. So bottom lane exposed, one of the worst things that can happen against an Arc Warden. They're looking for a glimpse here. Can they get the vision?
Oh?
They cannot.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
They have to start responding to bottom. They're losing a lot of gold and taking a lot of damage on their X.
Thought maybe they jump for it. Despite the fact that it's only 31 kills. That is a lot. You know, it's more than a kill per minute. It felt like the game started really slow. But
It really picked up
it's
the
been a
pace.
bloodbath since.
Yeah. The pace has really been picked up lately. Checking for Roshan. And you can just see his Wraith King is not having a lot of impact now. That the Skadi is up, you know, he just keeps getting kited. It's not an easy Wraith King game anymore.
No.
smart.
They really need this next Aegis.
He needs like 2 more items at this point. He needs AC and maybe like a Swift Blink, even a Basher, you know. Like he's really far behind. He's over 7,000 ever behind the Arc Warden, who now finished up a BKB. So this Tide Hunter's not going to be a problem for him anymore. And this bottom lane is just going to keep getting shoved in by this Arc Warden clone.
Right.
Another smoke up. Without the Mirana, though, they're only 4. They do have Ravage and DP ult. They're running into an LC here.
I like the idea that Disruptor's trying to go for the Ags, though. That could be massive if he's able to farm the gold for that.
Could be a game turner.
He's only got enough for one component, but if he does get that chance,
It can win you the game.
yeah,
Yeah, a good Static Storm on 2-3 heroes.
it's a game-winning Ags.
Every time, yeah.
It always has been.
Always has been, yeah. Since it started muting items,
Yeah.
it's a brutal agonist for sure. But again, you know, you're smoked up with 4 heroes. This Arc Warden clone does not care, obviously. Just pushing out all lanes. Now tier 2 tower middle is down.
Radiant's middle
This is why Arc Warden is
has
such a strong hero in these kind of positions. If you're ahead this far, it's so tough to play against it. He's just constantly shoving out those lanes. It's a nightmare to deal with.
Psychic Headband for the Tide Hunter.
Yeah.
See who that ends up going to. Yo, he's gonna try and clean up as he, I believe, went off the AC and had a Blink Dagger queued up, but saving up that much gold, I'm not certain he
3K
wants
gold.
to commit to that.
Yeah, he is uncertain of what he needs. And honestly, I am too, because with that Blink Dagger, you can't really do too much. He's going for a Basher. Now that's like the, I feel like the least desired item. You know, at least AC has to tank up, Blink has to initiate, but Basher, what does that, like, you have no attack speed to use it.
Man, this Phoenix is so rich.
Yeah, he has had this Philosopher's Stone for a good 14, 15 minutes now.
He's had BKB for a while.
Yeah,
sure
he
he
finishes
went, what?
Shiva's Guard.
Yeah, he went Tranquil's BKB.
Yeah, and now Shiva's Guard up. Makes it even tougher to fight into the Dire side. Like, all these items are just coming together, and we'll see how Radiant tries to approach a team fight. I'm not sure who they focus.
Yeah. Using that bottom set of racks to Jackie. And a Siege Creep.
Puck, 300 gold off BKB as well. Legion Commander, 2,000 gold off her BKB. There's just a lot of good core items coming out from the Dire side here. Another clone pushing in bottom. They need to start responding to this. They're losing their range Rex.
Yeah, they tried to
it's
respond
gone.
the last time, but I mean, even that, they were taking so much damage
He's just
on
killing
it.
the
Ken
DP.
has to use himself. And Jackie's not done yet.
Yeah, still
Gonna
hitting the
push you
melee
back
Rex.
and then go for the melee racks, yeah.
All 5 heroes are bottom, which gives a free Roshan avenue if they want to. Pinging it out, but do they want to commit to it?
Do have Moonlight Shadow that could make the rotation to try and defend against this, and that's exactly what they're going to. But they're going onto the high ground. There is a Sentry Ward down. They'll look over at RR. They caught Vision for a second. Now they look in with the BKB being popped early by Zephyr, but they get the duel out on a Rapido. Oh, dear. They caught RR. They catch Rapido. Both are gone. They do have buyback. They popped Exorcism. They have to fight. They have to go in. Whitemon hit with the stun. They're trying to get the Black Hole out of their arsenal here on the side of Team 1. They're going to do exactly that. They look over at Jackie for the moment and don't have the damage just quite yet. But BDZ, he ends up following the Static Storm. It's onto the Phoenix. They've got the silence, but can they keep him silenced? They'll look over. They'll stay with him. They've got the glimpse. They'll get the kill on a Zephyr. Both those heroes don't have buyback. He bought back on the Disruptor as well as the Tide. Maybe there's an opportunity, or maybe there's an avenue to get Roche if you're Execration, but it's not looking like it. They're going to go for that as they're backing away.
Yeah, no DP ult and bottom lane. They actually got the bottom Rex. I think the creeps got the bottom Rex.
Yeah?
No, the Jackie clone came in to get the bottom Rex while they were distracted fighting there. Good awareness by Jackie to get the bottom Rex there, which means, you know, they're just going to wait for cooldowns now. They're going to go into Roche because they don't have DP ult. They still do have Ravage. But is that really
18K
impactful
ahead.
now that they have almost 3 BKBs? Enigma also just finished her BKB. Or his, or its. I'm not sure what it is. It's an it probably, right? It's a
Space
Cosmic
and
Force something.
Yeah.
He looks pretty ripped though, like he has a 6-pack.
He goes to the gym. He's getting, his trainer's actually Lizard.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's
Okay.
the trainer for Enigma.
That makes sense. Also, Jackie, you know, he picked up a bash on Wraith King, right? But he doesn't have the attack speed, so he only got like 2 attacks in. Didn't get the bash on the Arc Warden. If Arc Warden dies, it's actually really good for Radiant. But a little bit of bad RNG coming out for the Radiant side.
Yeah, now they've got the Blink Dagger as well to try and close the gap. I know their focus was on the Enigma
Not a
at
Mirana
first.
ult.
There's the Moonlight Shadow because T1, they're setting up towards Roche, and I think Execration kind of got a whiff of this.
Yep, they still don't have DP ult though. And it's bottom lane, they need to shove it out further. It's always sitting in their base. Every time they want to try to make a move.
They clean it up a little bit. T1 back off the pit.
DP picked up an Aeon Disc, very good against the duel, of course. And against the Puck Coil, makes a lot of sense.
They've been holding the duel, though, for Wraith King.
Yeah, and for Tidehunter.
Yeah, I got the last one on Rapido, and that made sure that he couldn't get anything out.
Arc Warden finished Hurricane Pike. He's so filthy rich now, 10k ahead of the Wraith King.
Another BKB there for T1 as Legion Commander finishes one.
Yeah, now they have 4 BKBs. Or 5 even. They have 5 BKBs on Dire.
Man,
Tidehunter Ravage might potentially
Do
not do
nothing.
anything. And
that's
this-
a lot of pressure for Rapido.
It is. Like, he might want to itemize into an Arcane Blink because of this. They have to be a little bit careful. Like, all Dire has to do is wait until bot lane pushes in, one hero shows, you go back into the pit. Because you know the fight is 4v5. You just have to play the patient game right now. There's no need for you to do anything. You got the lane advantage, just play it properly. And they're doing just that.
Radiant are scanning.
Or maybe they're not. Definitely not playing the patient game, but...
Going into the pit, now...
Arrow, he's going to scout it out.
Yeah, it
Roshan's
spots
too
it,
low,
it's
though.
low. Can they get in on this? No.
BKB expanded, though.
They had been scouting it for so long, and now Execration, they come away empty-handed.
And the bot lane is pushing in while they're being chased by the clone. There might be an avenue to initiate here on them.
Okay. Blink gun to the Tempest double. Meanwhile, Dire setting up bottom because at some point Execration are going to have to respond, and then from there T1 can just have the advantageous position of knowing where they have to respond and being there already.
Yeah, now tier 4 items coming out. We'll see if T1 wants to farm them first before going high ground. Stun on the real Arc Warden. Shouldn't amount to much though. There's still LLC in the background.
They really want this Abyssal Blade. They can just get this lockdown.
Or it was just a clone actually. I thought it was the real Arc Warden. My bad. But yeah, like you just see, the clone is pretty much there constantly. It's 5 seconds cooldown right now. Or rather, downtime, not
And it's
cooldown.
so hard to just keep it occupied, keep it stunned when Legion's right there.
And he's 2 levels from 25, which you get another 12 seconds on that clone. Then it's true and well perfect.
I don't think the real Arc Warden has to push
It's
that
just
far
permanent,
forward,
yeah. It's longer than permanent.
Radiant's middle tower.
You'll have it up pretty much every time. Not sure why they added that talent. Like, I was like, yo, maybe we should nerf Arc Warden, and then suddenly he gets a plus 12 talent. I was okay. Not sure what happened there. Oh, Puck ult. Oh, not Puck ult, Disruptor ult on the Puck, but he blinked out just in time.
Radiant's middle barracks are
Now you don't have that at your disposal.
Yeah, and the Static Storm is massive in these team fights.
It's super important, for sure. And this Arc Warden clone is just pushing single-handedly. Like, they can't do anything about it. DP is cutting the mid-wave right now. But it's so tough because bot lane is pushing in again. They don't need the mid-wave to be there because the bot wave is there.
So much pressure on Execration to make something work out for them, and it's so difficult.
Yeah, he's
Bash,
playing the
okay.
Arc Warden game.
But Yoi,
Oh, he's taking a lot of damage.
he's going to lose his first life here.
40 seconds cooldown.
They're going to want to dive in on this. They've got the duel. They have the Supernova. The Ravage comes in, but the BKBs are out, so it doesn't matter. The Black Hole's there to confirm the kill on Yoi. He'll buy back immediately. The Supernova goes off, but they've already used Ravage. They have no Static Storm. Exorcism's down. Dream Coil onto the Wraith King. Wraith King's taking a lot of
Be
damage,
careful.
and if he dies a second time, that's probably it
He
for
just
this game.
dies.
And there he goes. Yoi gone, Cuckoo dead. They're trying to fight with the Exorcism. They are getting some response from Ken, but eventually that BKB is going to run out, and so will that Aeon Disc, and there it is. So without this Wraith King for 100 seconds, the Death Prophet gets into the trees, Ken into a very decent spot to get away from that aggression, but T1, they don't have to leave. They can continue to go onto the high ground, they can continue to take the base, and now there's zero answer for Execration.
Yeah, Arc 1 still sitting at full health, still sitting on an Aegis. Phoenix bought back as well. They just want to end this game, probably just going to go through the top side. And Yoi massively misplaying there. Like, he bought back without ult, dies once more. And, I mean, even if they manage to defend now, he has no game. He just has zero net worth at this point.
Yeah.
As
Rapido the
Arc 1 clone.
1v1 against the clone, not exactly winning.
Yep, it is never an easy fight.
Radiant's
Not a
top
Tempest
tower
double up.
is under
At least they found Spell Prism on DP.
Ooh,
So
they
Exorcism
found the
doesn't
puck,
body.
they got the Hex, but they missed the arrow. Do they have the damage?
They have cheese.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
Well,
2.
that's going to be really bad as they've got the Dream Coil down into both these heroes. There's a Static Storm as well as the Kinetic Field. Meanwhile, Top's pushing in, and Static Storm doesn't do anything to stop this puck, who continues to just be super elusive.
Yeah. He's just playing with them, really.
He's just taking their time up while they push out top.
Yep. Still no Wraith King. DP all up in 15, though. Jackie has to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't overstay his welcome. His BKB is currently in the backpack, so he doesn't have a defensive tool.
Arrow in on the Tempest double, Sunray.
That's
finally
a good
get
amount
it.
of gold, for the DP at least. And, as always, the less objectives you have, the less you need to worry about them. Defending one side is not the hardest thing to do.
It's like the, you know, knowing where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the rest of our base. We'll try to focus on one side.
Yep. And no Spell Prism for the Arc Warden. Feels bad, man. That would have been brutal if he did get that. Penta-Edge Sword on the puck. It's going into a Nullifier on Arc Warden. I like it quite a bit because, of course, they have Yule Scepters as well as Aeon Discs.
Right.
They still do have the damage to blow up this Arc Warden. They have Blink Hex on the DP, but it's just so hard, you know. Like, you need to initiate on the Legion while you initiate on the Arc Warden. There's like so many things you need to do. There's going to be an egg to worry about and a puck coil. This Dire Draft is really simple to play from this point on.
And that buyback really, it slows down the Abyssal Blade, that extra control that maybe the Radiant would have had to get these kills, potentially onto maybe, say, the Arc Warden. So,
Yep.
really tough for Execration to really find their opening. Spell Prism for the Death Prophet going into the Arcane Blink. This could be a moment for Ken.
Now we have seen DP, you know. He's very strong. Level 25, the +8 Spirits talent, putting him at 32, I believe. 32 Spirits, and each of them hit for 50. That's a lot of damage potential coming out. Especially if a target is like gushed, you know, or just stationary stun from Ravage. They die in seconds, no matter how farmed they are.
BKBs aren't even at 5 seconds for most of these heroes. They're actually kind of high for everybody but the Phoenix.
Yeah, and you can just see T1 every time there's a team fight. They're not even giving Tide a chance to Ravage, you know? They just 5-man preemptively BKB and kill the target they want to kill. And Tide can just sit there and do nothing about it. And Clone pushing the top again. Arc
With
Warden level
Eidolons.
25 now. So he has that Tempest duration talent. And now you can just see the uptime is permanent. 38 seconds duration, 31 seconds cooldown.
Okay. Tide going to try and fight this. Spirit Siphon, Crypt Swarms. Okay. Get them 300 gold on the Death Prophet, who's
Yep.
working
And the next one is coming in already.
on that buyback now that you've got the Arcane Blink. 2,000 gold away from it for the Death Prophet.
The thing is, this will never stop, you know? This Arc Warden clone will always be top now.
Yeah.
And it will keep hitting you. You need to be able to wrap around and find a response to it, because your Rex are falling, slowly but surely. This is the Arc Warden game. They need to do nothing else.
There's the Waning Rift.
Tide.
Illusory Orb, Rapido now hit with the Dream Coil. That's going to be down. They haven't jumped on it just yet, but there is the Icarus dive.
Tide,
Coming
taking
through
a lot
on
of
the
damage.
Tide. Bloodthorn, he's dead.
Oh!
Guardian Greaves,
Greaves.
Illusory Orb. Maybe I spoke too soon.
And he
But
got him.
no, Rapido still falls. He does have buyback.
He does. No BKB on
BKBs
puck
are
now.
getting used.
Oh, Enigma finished up his Blink Dagger. Blink BKB could potentially turn this entire game. Well, not turn, but seal the deal, rather.
wrapping around Execration. There's the blink as well as the exorcism coming through with the arcane blink being used, but there's the black hole.
On the Tide.
Comes in onto the Tide Hunter, who just bought back. Can he get a Ravage off? Yes, he can. Is it going to matter, though? It doesn't look like it. Static Storm is down as well as the Kinetic Field. They're going to blink in as well as get the duel onto the Death Prophet. They're getting the kill here on the Ken. They'll take out the Death Prophet. This is looking like that is the end of game one. No Exorcism. Nothing to work with here for Execration, and they will call GG. T1, they take game number one, and I mean, it was Execration who almost got it going in the beginning, but T1, at the end of the day, they looked really strong, and